Hi. I'll talk over here. Hello. Thank you so much for coming to my senior recital. It really means the world to me, and it's so wonderful. I was telling Marilyn before we tuned, give me 2 seconds to kind of just revel in seeing all these people, and I'm so excited to play some great music. So that was Godard's Allegretto from a French flute piece, but because I'm not normal, I decided to arrange it on oboe down a full step with piano. And Marilyn, one more clap for Marion. Marilyn. She has been a long-time collaborative pianist and accompanist with me. She was the one accompanying me for my solo back in sophomore year for the concerto competition. And we've just had so much fun playing together because it's just like whatever happens with time or interpretation, it just locks in really well, and it's always a joy. And I'll miss playing with you. So up next, as you can see with the harp, we will be playing Meditation. And this piece is very special to me and to the Casey and Ost family. It was composed by our very own Wally Ost, he is sitting right there. And I just want to thank Marion, John, and that whole family. They're kind of my start with music. When I was in 6th grade, I was just wide-eyed to anything music and wanted to be a part of it, and they were the ones to kind of say, yeah, you can do that. There's nothing you can't or shouldn't, or there's no opportunity that's too unfeasible or too unwise or anything. And it really meant that music was my playground, and where I could just be with music and have fun and take joy in learning. And I feel like that is what really propelled me to have such a love for the act of making music. And they're very instrumental in starting that whole journey with me. And with this piece, I invite you to just kind of take a moment to be with yourself and your own thoughts, and just kind of center yourself with a good space and enjoy meditation.
And if I'm Jacob's music mom, that means by extension that Wally is Jacob's music grandpa, but he also has an oboe grandma. And it was Deb Kogel who was the reason that this piece originally got an English horn part.
So we will be staying on harp for now, but switching people. This is another very special person to me. This is my sister, KT. And one thing about our musical journey together was, especially during COVID time, during my middle school years and her early high school, we played together constantly, like all the time. So much so that I wouldn't play oboe because it took too much time for me to set it up. It was that spontaneous. It was like, let's play music and let's play it now. So I would get good at flute because 3 parts, so much easier, no reed to soak or anything. So we spent a lot of time reading through countless books, especially a Les Mis libretto, a Wicked libretto, a Phantom of the Opera, and just countless other ones. But one that has stuck with us throughout all this time is the piece we're going to play now. When we read it again a couple weeks ago, we were surprised at how well it held up and how beautiful it continued to be, and how different we sounded years ago compared to now.
And also how we made the same mistakes.
Yes, and how we made the same mistakes and still struggle with following each other and arpeggios and page turns and all of that wonderful stuff. But I think we won't let that get in the way of our wonderful music, right?
Yeah. You need to talk about your recorder.
Oh, yes. I would also play recorder, because recorder is even less steps to set up. So if you want, you can ask for some great recorder middle school Jacob sounds to some harp duets. But anyway, love you so much, KT, and this will be Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini. Okay, up next we have another very special piece, and this one features quite a lot of people, so I think I will be talking for a lot more time. This will be a jazz trio plus me on what should be jazz flute, but it ends up being more kind of stuck-up classical sounding. And it is from a very good suite called by Claude Bolling in the 70s, and it reminds me of kind of the feeling of, you know, like when people leave and like you know they have to leave and you start hanging out with them a lot and you get coffee with them and then you do like a day trip and then you do all of this stuff and it's that bittersweet kind of feeling of like knowing that they're going to leave and knowing that your time with them is limited but still wanting to have all that fun. This is what that reminds me of. It's the Sentimental, and personally, it is a very special piece to me because it is kind of the first piece I really ever loved. This piece I found from Marion's stash of like mile-high long music, and I just absolutely loved it and loved this whole suite and kind of realized, hey, this music thing is kind of cool, you know, like maybe I should like do this a lot. And so, yeah, that is kind of my story with it. And we have Hannah Basil, my good friend, on piano, Elliot Gangopoulos on drums, and then the one and only Dr. Shrello, who you may have seen earlier this week on Tuesday conduct his last Lincoln Orchestra concert. He is retiring, and we will miss him a lot, though I'm also leaving too. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, this is Sentimental from the Bolling Suite. Okay, so our next piece is an oboe standard. It has been played by Jacob probably 7 or 8 times in my life, just for auditions and for lessons. And it was actually my first oboe concerto that I learned back in 7th grade. And it's just great music. And what better way to have great music than to change it up and arrange it for a different instrument? So this Marcello oboe concerto was originally written for Baroque oboe and string continuo with harpsichord like a Baroque ensemble. But I will be playing on a modern oboe with modern guitar, as my brother will be playing. And if you've ever wondered what it is like to arrange Baroque chords for guitar, I'll say it's hard, long, tedious, and just you have to be very creative on what a guitar can do with what fingers can get to what strings. And Michael has just been killing it. And I have a fun story to share about something that he did earlier this week that really showed his commitment and our love. So it was after the orchestra concert on Tuesday, and I had gotten home at maybe 10:45, 10:50, and I sat down. I was just pooped. I'd been playing for like 2 hours, and Michael had work the next morning at like 7 in the morning and all of this stuff, and he's like, hey, we should rehearse. Are you crazy? Like, I don't want to rehearse, but I guess we will. So we go into the basement where it's quiet because everyone is sleeping, and we are rehearsing the Marcello until like 11:30 pretty much. And those moments I will miss when I leave, to not be able to just do whatever I want with the people around me in my house. And so I'm glad I get to do it now and enjoy the Marcello oboe concerto. So, big surprise, the next piece is also very special to me. This is this is Silvestrini, one of the three duos, and I will be playing it with the wonderful Jeff Paul, who has been my oboe teacher for 6, 7 years now. And I have been wondering, in the process of making this program, I've been like, oh, what should I do for Jeff? I've had everything figured out, but I don't know what I want to play with him, because, I mean, what describes him, and what would you even say to describe him? Because other than Jeff, you know? Yes, any takers? But what I thought would work well would be a piece that I didn't know existed until last week, and that is just spontaneous, fun, has so many cool harmonies, so many cool things about it, and just something that makes me remember that music is, yes, about caring and about creating the best version of whatever you want to be, but also letting loose and having fun and wearing hats and and wearing sandals and talking about buying thousands of dollars of oboes over the course of a year, and just thank you, Jeff, for teaching me all this time. I'll really miss you. And come up here. Now, this will be technically our final piece. We do have a very special encore at the end that may involve some audience participation, so be ready for that. But for now, we will be celebrating the kind of end of this concert with the people that are home to me. So this is what we call the Pagone family band. It consists of the 4 siblings, Ellie, Katie, Michael, and me, and then Maya, the wonderful vocalist who is Michael's partner. And we also have Kevin somewhere in the house. He is our audience member for the Pagone family band. And he does a great job every time. Oh, yes, thank you. And so this is something that we've kind of started doing out of just, first of all, love for music, but all of us, well, excluding me, they all have day jobs that don't include music, and this is their time to get back onto instruments that they haven't been able to play yet. Ellie is picking up a cello for the first time in 6 years, and just doing a wonderful job, and just, like, it's so wonderful to see her love for music again, and all of them we're actually all on instruments that we haven't played yet. I'm on viola, which has been neglected for the past year now that I'm not in orchestra anymore. And same here, and these wonderful, wonderful people we get to celebrate every Sunday pretty much with family supper, and then on the side, the dessert is, I guess, music. So this will be our cover of Bob Dylan's To Make You Feel My Love, as performed by Adele Atkins, and hope you enjoy.
Check, check, check. Hello. Good morning. Or evening. I don't know what time it is, actually. It is 6:52. Good evening. seen nothing like me yet. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. There's nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you, to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love.
So to finish off this concert, I thought we should start right back where I started, back when I was 3, 4, 5 years old. And my mother, as a ploy to get us 4 children to be entertained for 5 more minutes, because supper has 5 more minutes left, and all she needs is us to stop nagging her, she would play a song that she played when she was a kid called The Saints Boogie from a recital book. And we would run around the circle, main floor of our house, just run as fast as we could, and by the end of the song, we'd have to end up back in the music room of our house. And by then, we'd be tired and entertained enough to where she could probably get supper ready or do whatever she needed to do for 5 minutes. And this really started a love for music for me, because I just have so much joy when whenever I hear the music, I think of all the hundreds of times, I'm telling you, hundreds of times. She used this a lot. She did this a lot. The hundreds of times that I would hear this in my house and think, wow, music is such joy and a ploy to keep people entertained, both of them. So this is where the audience participation comes in. If you are willing and able, I would love for all of us to be running around the perimeter of the church. I will be doing it, my family will be doing it. Join if you want, and my mom will be playing the Saints Boogie one last time.